Check one, check, check. You got it?
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Lady Viking and Viking Basketball. I'm Jay Henson alongside Gus Mathis as we're here live at Summertown for the second day of the Summertown Christmas Classic, as we're getting set to go between the Lady Vikings and Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant here in Summertown. Mount Pleasant coming in 1-9 on the year, head coached by John A. Stewart. They lost to Lewis County earlier in the year. Then they lost at Summertown 85-15. Beat Clifton set 37-36, and then lost to East Hickman 55-31 last night here. East Hickman got wore out by Summertown right before this game. We are starting a little early than we were scheduled, but hey, the earlier we get out of here, the quicker we can, and the earlier we can get going, the quicker we get out of here. That'll be better. I'd like to thank everybody tuning in on 1013 WLPC on Facebook, as well as on YouTube at Access Tennessee. Looking at the Lady Tigers, are 1-3 at home, 0-6 on the road. They're giving up 54 and scoring 23 in their 10 games. Your Lady Vikings coming in 1-6 on the year. Belle Warren leads the way at 16 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals. Andelin Weatherly, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Elena Thornton, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Sophie Richardson, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Abby Marshall, 2 points, 4 rebounds, one steal, 1 block. Sasha Moore, 1 point. McKenna Jackson, 5 rebounds in her 2 games. Zoe Mathis at 1 rebound. Bristol Bates at 1 rebound. Lady Vikings shooting 27% from the field, led by Belle Warren at 35%. Andalyn Weatherly's at 34. Riley Jones is at 33. Zoe Mathis at 30. Elena Thornton's at 23%. Sophie Richardson, 22. Abby Marshall and Sasha Moore both at 16%, and Bristol Bates at 10. Lady Vikings are shooting 26% from 3. Sophie Richardson's 2 for 4 for 50. Sasha Moore and Riley Jones both 2 for 5 for 40%. Andalyn Weatherly's at 37%. Belle Warren's at 33. Abby Marshall is at 17, and Elena Thornton, got to get her going somehow. She's 6 of 40 from 3 and at 15%. Lady Vikings are 61 of 99 from the free throw line for 62%. Abby Marshall and Andalyn Weatherly both at 71%. And Elena Thornton's at 70. Belle Warren's at 69. McKenna Jackson's at 50. Sophie Richardson 33, and Bristol Bates is at 25%. Lady Vikings average 28 rebounds, 16 turnovers, 9 steals, 8 assists, 2 blocks. They're 1-3 back at the Dave Rose Memorial, 0-3 on the road. Lady Vikings give up 57 and they score 40 points per game. We got about 6 minutes or so before we start this one. We will do we'll take our 49-second break, and when we come back, Gus will keep me muted, and we'll be waiting for the start of this one. As the Lady Vikings and Mount Pleasant about to take on each other here in just a few, here on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
All right. I had to drink all my drink first, but about to get ready to go for this last game before Monday night when we host the Santa Fe Lady Cats and Wildcats out of Santa Fe Unit School, out of Santa Fe High School. It is not Santa Fe. I know it looks like it, but it's Santa Fe. I got yelled at a lot by the Santa Fe people when I didn't say it right. So it's Santa Fe, I promise. I know it looks like Santa Fe, New Mexico, but it's not. We're about to start this minute 35. Before we get started, real quick, uh, Lady Vikings will be in their road black uniforms, gold numbers and lettering, white outline, Perry written across the chest, county underneath the number. Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant will be in the home white, red numbers and lettering, Lady Tigers written across the chest with the MP on each side of the pants leg. And Lady Vikings will be going from left to right and Mount Pleasant right to left. Don't forget, after this one, the Vikings will take on the Summertown Eagles. Lady Vikings will start who they started yesterday. Number 1, freshman Sophie Richardson. Sophomore, number 4, Belle Warren. Number 14, senior Elena Thornton. Juniors, number 20, Andlin Weatherly and Abby Marshall. For the Lady Tigers, they've only got 6 girls, so I believe they'll go with looks like number 5, Emma Tonklin. Number 15, Adrian Sessler. I hope I'm saying her first name right. Number 22, Clarissa McFarland. Number 33, Tia Webster, and number 34, Cresley Dye. Webster, really, really good post player. Watched her yesterday against East Hickman. Lady Vikings will have to box her out. Here's the jump, and the ball is won by the Lady Tigers. As 34, Dye gives it off to 21. That was 21. So Scott, ball's tipped, and it was tipped by the Lady Vikings. McFarland in the front court. She'll stop right at the volleyball line, gives it up over number 15, Sessler. Driving right. Looking in the paint. Nope, going to be tipped and picked up by the Lady Tigers. Cross-court pass. Looking in the paint to Webster. She's still in the paint. Webster lost it, but gets it back. Ball swung around. McFarland for 3 up top. No good. Rebound, Andlin Weatherly. Weatherly off to Thornton. Thornton bringing it down. Going to swing it over to Richardson. Richardson to Thornton to Andlin to Warren. Pull-up jumper from the free throw stripe. No good. Rebound, Richardson. Richardson off to Andlin. Pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound, Thornton. Back to Richardson. Richardson driving right. Kicks out to Andlin. Over to Warren. Bell pumps. Pull-up jumper. Good. Bell Warren makes it 2-0 Lady Vikings. 6:40 to go here in the first quarter. McFarland with the ball and overthrows her girl, who is number 21, Kelly Scott. And it'll go back to the Lady Vikings. Thornton throws it into Warren. Warren looking right. Gives it to Thornton. Thornton for 3 on the wing. No good. Rebound, Sophie Richardson. Sophie in the middle to Abby Marshall. Abby tried to get it off. I thought that could have been a kick, but no call. Stolen away by the Lady Tigers. Richardson gets the steal. Throws it over to Thornton. Thornton to Richardson to Warren. Warren for three. Bang! Warren with all five, and it's 5-0 Lady Vikings. 2 minutes through this first quarter. McFarland, ball's tip, gets it back. Oh. McFarland with it. Lady Vikings in a kind of a 2-2-1 zone press here. McFarland throws it downfield, overthrows her intended target. I mean down court. I've still got football on the brain. Thornton walking it down across the timeline. She'll go right off to Weatherly. Weatherly on the side to Marshall. Marshall in the paint to Warren. Warren up for two in the paint. No good. Ball's tipped. Rebounded by Warren. Back up top Weatherly. Swings it over to Marshall. Marshall wants to pop a three. No good. Rebound. And Sophie Richardson's there for the jump and it'll stay here. Thornton into Warren. One dribble up with the right hand. Just a little over the mark. Rebound by McFarland. McFarland crossed the timeline and in the front court. She'll pop a three up top short. And it goes up there to JP and Billy Ray. 5:09 to go in the first quarter. Lady Vikings with a 5-0 lead. Ball swung to Andelin. Weatherly wants a three on the wing. Too hard again. Rebound. Ball's tipped around. Rebounded by the Lady Tigers. Lady Vikings got a lot of juice. If they want to, they can shoot from half court and make it. McFarland guarded by Weatherly. Swings it over. Pull-up jumper on the side. No good. Rebounded by Richardson. Richardson lost the ball. Webster with the steal and good. Thornton going left. Slows it up. High post Marshall to Warren all the way up for two and good. Bell Warren 7, Mount Pleasant 2, 4:17 to go in the first quarter, and McFarland double dribbled. And Sophie Richardson will throw it in. Looking for Thornton, gives it to her. Thornton going to her left. Guarded by number 15, Sessler, off to Warren. Warren dribbles it back out. Now she's thinking about driving. Stop, pull up in the lane. No good. Rebound, Weatherly. And we're going to have another jump. And then go back to the Lady Tigers. Two-2-1 zone press again here for the Lady Vikings. Ball's thrown over. And timeout Mount Pleasant as Coach Stewart trying to tell her girls need help down over here on the floor. Lady Vikings leading 7-2 with 3:55 to go here in the first quarter. Don't forget, after this game, we'll have the Vikings and Eagles. Rematch of a last-second three by the Eagles to beat the Vikings as they storm the court like they won the state title. Should be a good one. Right here, Lady Vikings just trying to get their second win of the year and try to keep getting confidence. Number 21, Scott, will throw it into McFarland. McFarland going left. Ball's tipped. It'll stay with the Lady Tigers. Scott again to throw it in. Scott looking for McFarland. Stolen away by Warren. Warren going to go all the way up for two. Good. Warren with all 9. McFarland bringing it down. Lost the ball, but gets it up. Over. Lobs it in through the hands of number 34, And then I go back to the Lady Vikings with 3:34 to go in the first. 9-2, Lady Vikings. Thornton going right. Thought about it. Now she'll drive. Gets it off to Abby Marshall. Pull-up jumper. Good. Excuse me. Lady Vikings up 11-2. Ball's tipped, and it's going to stay with the Lady Vikings. 3:12 to go on the first. 11-2 Perry County. McFarland with it. Guarded by Weatherly. Weatherly gets the steal. One dribble up with the left hand and good. Andelin gets her first point. It's 13-2. Ball's thrown into McFarland. She lost it, but it'll stay with the Lady Tigers as Andelin punches it out of bounds. 2:57 to go in the first quarter. 13-2 Lady Vikings. McFarland trying to drive on Thornton. Throws it up. Ball's tipped. Stolen away by Weatherly. Good hands there by Thornton. Weatherly to Richardson. One dribble up for two and good. 15-2. Lady Vikings press looking extra good today. And the ball is thrown away back to the Lady Vikings. Bell, Warren, pull up from the free throw line. Good. She's got 11, and it's 17-2. And that's going to be a foul. Good job there by Weatherly to help McFarland up. That'll be Weatherly's team's first of the quarter. McFarland guarded by Weatherly. Going to drive middle. Lobs it down. One dribble up for two. No good. Rebound Warren. Warren throws it up to Richardson. Richardson's all alone up for two, and she walks. Thrown into McFarland. She's going to go left, spin back right, throws it over to Scott. Scott lost the ball by Warren. Warren picks it up. Warren going to drive all the way and good. McFarland bringing it down. Throws it to Webster. Webster, good hustle by Warren to knock it out. And then to stay with the Lady Tigers underneath. Sasha Moore, McKenna Jackson, and Bristol Bates in for Weatherly, Richardson, and Marshall. Scott throwing it in, looking around. Throws it into McFarland in the corner. And it's going to be a foul on Warren. Be her first, team second, with a minute 37 to go in the first. Lady Vikings leading 19-2. Scott looking to throw it in. Ball's tipped by Moore, and it'll stay with the Lady Vikings. Lady Vikings, minute 35 to go in the first quarter. Ball's pull up jumper, and it's going to be a jump. I'm going to get another ball and try to bump it out. There we go. Minute 32 to go in the first quarter. Lady Vikings with a 19-2 lead. Now Lady Tigers going to be in a little bit of a press. Moore into Thornton. Thornton bringing it down. Thornton looking to go all the way. Good fake. Up for two and good. Good fake there by Thornton. And it's 21-2 Lady Vikings, 1:15 to go in the first. McFarland in the front court, guarded by Thornton. Lady Vikings still in his own defense. Ball's tipped, picked up by Thornton, and we're going to have a foul on McFarland. And that'll be her team's first of the quarter. Man-to-man zone press. Zoe Mathis will come in and get Thornton. Moore to throw it in. Moore into Warren. Warren bringing it down. Nice pass to McKenna. Up for two. Missed. Rebounded by the Lady Tigers. Bringing it down to McFarland. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. McFarland swings it. Ball's tipped, and it'll stay here. Scott will throw it in for the Lady Tigers. Looking for McFarland. She'll give it to her. McFarland guarded by Bates. Bates lost the ball, but it was tipped. McFarland across the timeline. Stops. Back up off Sessler. Long pass. That should be over and back, and it will be. .25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lady Vikings leading 21-2. McKenna Jackson will throw it in. Lobs it into Warren. Warren gets a screen. That's offensive. More, just a little bit too much. And be Moore's first, team's third. McFarland with it. She'll cross the timeline. Gives it off to Scott. Scott stolen away by Warren. Warren bringing it down, throws it up to Bates. One dribble, pumps up for two and good. And that's how we end the first quarter. Lady Vikings 23. Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant 2. Back in 49 seconds on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the second quarter. Lady Vikings leading 23-2 here over the Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant here in Summertown. McFarland throws it in the middle. Webster. And we're going to have a foul on the Lady Vikings. I believe it's going to be on Moore, and it is. It's her second, team's first of the quarter. Lady Tigers looking, going to lob it in. Ball's tipped. And Webster gets it back off to McFarland. McFarland looking to go off the glass. No good. Ball's tipped out. Rebound Bates off to Mathis. Mathis looking to drive all the way up for two, and she's fouled. And Zoe Mathis to the line to shoot two. First shot, good. She got that from her brother-in-law, Jay Henson. It was a good shot. She's also got it from Jimmy Henson's number on her chest. Second shot. Nah, that wasn't, though. Rebound Moore. Moore looking back in the paint to McKenna. Jackson up for two and good. 26-2, Lady Vikings, 7:20 to go in the half. McFarland going left. Looking around, gives it off to Sessler. Over to Scott. Scott gets it in the paint to Webster. Webster turns, up for two, no good. Rebound Jackson. Jackson up to Bell. Bell going to stop. Somebody's got to come, but Webster gets the steal. McFarland Going left. Lost it. And a foul on the Lady Vikings. Called it on Bristol. Will be her first. Elena and Riley Jones will come in for Belle Warren and Sasha Moore. Looking around. Lobbed into Sessler. Bristol don't need to try to get a steal every time. Ball in the high post. McFarland turnaround. No good. Rebound Webster and good. And that makes it 26-4 Lady Vikings. Thornton driving left. Stop. Pull up jumper. No good. Rebound. Mathis. And now we're going to have a jump. And it'll stay here. Thornton into Bates. Bates to Mathis. Mathis to Thornton. Thornton pumps. Driving middle. Up for two in the paint. No good. A lot of contact. No call. Rebound by Webster. Up to McFarland. Now they're going to go in man. McFarland guarded by Bates. Ball's tipped. Stolen away by Thornton. Thornton up to Mathis. Mathis one dribble. Up for two. Missed the layup. She was waiting on contact, and there wasn't any. And Coach Stewart wants a timeout. She wants a 30. 5:49 to go here in the half. Lady Vikings leading 26-4. I'd like to thank everybody tuning in here on Facebook as well as on YouTube at Access Tennessee. Sorry about no scoreboard. We are using a different stream. And so we're having to use the scoreboards here. And it should be able to be seen when we go to the left. And if you don't have it, I apologize. I'm saying it as much as I possibly can. Ball's thrown over to Scott, guarded by Bates. And they're going to call a carry on Scott and go back to Lady Vikings. Jackson into Thornton. She'll cross the timeline. Thornton hands it off to Bates. Bates driving. Lost the ball. Picked up by Webster. Off to McFarland. McFarland lost it. Picked back up by Sessler. Sessler off to McFarland. She's going to drive all the way. Good. And it's 26-6. Thornton bringing it down. Thornton going to drive on Webster. Gets it blocked. Rebound Webster. Gets it up to Scott. Lob down to McFarland. McFarland bringing it down. Good hustle. And picked up by Jones. Off to Thornton. Thornton sees a lane. Gives it off to Bates. Bates to Mathis. Over to Jackson. Jackson for three. In and out. Rebound. And it'll stay here. I guess it was either that or call a foul, so I guess he just thought that. Thornton into Mathis. Mathis over to Thornton. Thornton driving middle. Oh, man, she had a wide open layup. Pull-up jumper by Jackson. Good. Worked out anyway. 28-6, Lady Vikings. 4:26 to go in the half. McFarland across the timeline, guarded by Thornton. Driving left on her. Stops. Turnaround, going to be short. And I believe it was tipped. And it'll stay here. Sure feels like that wall's gotten shorter. I don't ever remember a ball going in the behind that wall ever. Looking to try to get it in. Ball's tipped. And she can't go out. And Be Lady Viking basketball. 4:11 to go here in the second. Lady Vikings with it, leading 28-6. Thornton driving all the way up for two over Setzler. Good in the foul. And that'll be Setzler's first, team second of the quarter. And Elena to the line to shoot the old-fashioned three-point play. As Sophie Richardson will come in for Jackson. Lady Vikings leading 30-6 with 4:05 to go in the half. And one shot on the way by Elena. In and out. Rebound. Richardson back up. Good. 32-6 Lady Vikings. McFarland across the timeline. Going to go to her right. Or excuse me, left. Trying to get it in the paint. Couldn't. Ball's on the floor. Richardson gets the steal. Hands off. Now it's stolen away. McFarland with it. She'll pop a three up top. No good. Rebound. Bates. Bates gets hit by Setzler. And that's Setzler's second. And team's third. Number 5, Emma Tonklin will come in. She'll get Cressley Dye. 3:36. Sophie into Thornton. Thornton driving. Kick out. Jones for three. Bang! Riley Jones puts it in, and it's 35-6. Nobody guarding number 5, but she'll get fouled by Lady Vikings number 5, Jones. Tonklin to the line to shoot two. I don't know if anybody didn't match up or what, but it'll be two shots coming for Tonklin with 3:23 to go. Her first shot at the stripe, just a little short. Second one, good. Thornton bringing it down. Driving to her left. Off the Bates. Bates tried to get it off the Jones, but overthrew her. .307 to go in the half. Lady Vikings with a 35-7 lead here against Mount Pleasant. In the front court is Tonklin. Guarded by Jones. Gets a screen. Falls tip. Oh, I thought it might go out. Somebody's got to get on number 33. That's Webster. She'll put it in for the and one. Foul on Sophie Richardson. Her first. And team's fourth. Makes it 35-7. No, it should be 35-6. I'll get it right in a minute. And one's good. Actually, 10. Yep, that's right. 35-10, Lady Vikings. Thornton driving. Going to stop. Pull up off the glass and good. Lena with 6, and it's 37-10, Lady Vikings. 2.5 to go in the half. Conklin in the paint. Up for two is Webster. No good. Gets the rebound, and she's fouled by Richardson. That'll be Sophie's second. And Abby Marshall will come in here in just a minute. First shot on the way is no good. Marshall will get Sophie with 2:22 to go here in the half. Second shot is good. She's got 8, does Webster, and it's 37-11. Thornton going right off to Mathis. Mathis for 3 on the wing, no good. Good hustle by Jones, picked up by Bates. Driving middles Marshall, back to Mathis. Up top Thornton, 1 dribble, 2. Pull up in the lane, off the glass, and good. Elena with 8. And it's 39-11. 1:56 to go in the half. Tonklin going to go right. Almost lost it. Pulls it out. Swings it Over to number 21. That's Scott. Pull up, no good. Rebound Tonklin. Up for two again. Good. Thornton bringing it down for the Lady Vikings. Going to go to her right. Wants a screen by Marshall. Still driving left. Stop. Pull up. Left it short. Rebounded by Webster off the Tonklin. Across the timeline is Tonklin in the front court. Looking in the paint. Off to Webster. Webster back to her. Tonklin going to drive up for two in the paint. And I didn't see much of a touch. There wasn't much contact, but either way, we call it on Riley. And that's Riley's second. And the rest of this minute and 11, Lady Tigers will be shooting two each time there's a foul. First shot, no good. It's number 34 for the Lady Tigers. Cressley Dye will come in. She gets Scott. Second shot. It's going to be short. Rebound, Marshall. Marshall to Thornton. Thornton bringing it down. Hits it up to Bates. Bates wants a three. No good. Rebound. Riley Jones off to Marshall. Up for two. Short. Rebounded by Webster. Back off to Tonklin. And she'll walk it down with 54 seconds to go. Still driving right. Lost the ball, but picked up by the Lady Tigers. Pull-up jumper by Tonklin is good. 39-15, Lady Vikings. Thornton driving. Going to drive middle now. Stops. Back out. Marshall for three. Bang! Abby Marshall with 5 points, and it's 42-15, Lady Vikings with 23 seconds to go in the half. Driving left is Tonklin all the way, and good. She's got 7 off the bench. Thornton going to go to her right now. She's going to drive middle. Still driving on Webster. Up for two and good. She's got 10, and it's 44-17, and that's what it'll be at the half. As we have a score, Lady Vikings of Perry County 44, Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant 17. We'll take a 49-second break, and then Gus will bring us back muted, and we'll be back for more here on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Third quarter will be here in just a few minutes, but right now we're at the half. Lady Vikings leading 44-17. Gus, show the scoreboard if you don't care. Gus, show the scoreboard. Lady Vikings won the first quarter 23-2, and then in the second quarter won 21-15. For the Lady Tigers, Clarissa McFarland with a deuce, Emma Conklin off the bench with 7, and Tia Webster with 8 to lead the Lady Tigers. For the Lady Vikings, we have Zoe Mathis with 1 point, Andalyn Weatherly, Bristol Bates all with 2, Riley Jones with a 3, 4 points apiece for McKenna Jackson and Sophie Richardson, 5 points for Abby Marshall, 10 points for Elena Thornton, and leading all scorers with 13 points, Miss Belle Warren, and all that came in the first quarter. So we'll probably see the first 5 for a few in this in the third quarter, and then the second and third teams will be playing for the Lady Vikings. But again, next broadcast will be Monday night against Santa Fe, the Lady Cats and Wildcats. That game starts at 6. Myself, Gus, and Tim will have the pregame show starting around 5:45, as that'll be the last game for the Lady Vikings up until the new year on January the 5th, I believe. Either the 5th or the 3rd, I can't remember which. And then after that, the Vikings won't play again until next Saturday, a week from tonight, when they go to Stewart County to play in the Stewart County Christmas tournament. It's similar to the Above the Rim tournament Centerville had a few years ago, or have had. I don't know. They don't have it, I don't think, anymore. But it's a 8-team bracket. You lose, you go into the consolation bracket. You win, you stay in the winners bracket. So, but first round, Vikings will take on Rossview, the 4A team out of Clarksville. Went to state tournament the year before last and made it to the region last year. So that's going to be a tough matchup for the Vikings, but it should be a lot of fun. Got to play good teams to get better, and that's what we're doing. Vikings definitely not going to play a cupcake today. Got to take on the Summertown Eagles here in the barn, as they call it, where we've had a lot of good Viking and Eagle matchups in the past, and hopefully have a whole lot more in the future as well. But right now, Lady Vikings with a 44-17 lead over the Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant, which is just a stone's throw from here, as the Vikings are coming out shooting a little bit, trying to get warmed up. They'll be in their gold uniforms here this afternoon. And right now, we will keep it here. Coach Kirk with the whistle, as obviously everybody knows what that means, because they turned around and started running. So 4:28 before we start the second half. Gus will mute me for the next 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll have the third quarter coming up. Lady Vikings 44, Mount Pleasant 17. You're listening and watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back. Start of the second half. Lady Vikings leading 44-17 here over the Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant. And the final day of the Christmas Classic here at Summertown High in Summertown, Tennessee. I do kind of miss it being a district place, but in a way, I'm kind of glad. Just because Lawrence County's got about 50,000 people in the county, and they can really do a good job of mismatching and going. You can live in Summertown and play at Loretta, and vice versa. Lawrence County just thrown down there in the middle, and they actually don't have a bad team at all, girls wise now. But guys wise, they're not the greatest, but they're better than some. Refs trying to hurry things up. There's only 4 out there. Almost had a Hoosiers moment. My team's on the floor. Ball's thrown into Tonklin. Guarded by Thornton. Trying to throw it in the paint. Ball's tipped. Webster gets it up for 2 and a jump. I've never seen that call before, but okay. He put his hand on the top of his hand. We'll take it. Thornton going left off to Andelin. Weatherly. A little bit late on Thornton's back cut. Sophie with it. Richardson. Off to Weatherly in the paint. 1 dribble up for 2. Good. Weatherly with 4, and it's 46-17 Lady Vikings. 7:29 to go here in the third quarter. Tonklin going right all the way. No good. Rebound. Richardson. Off to Thornton. Thornton guarded by Slessler. Going right. Gives it off to Marshall. Back cut there. Good pass by Marshall. Up for 2. Warren good. Warren with 15, and it's 48-17. In the front court, Tonklin. Lady Vikings on a man. She wants a screen. Couldn't give her one. Now she gets it. Driving left. Lost it off of her foot. And they go back to Lady Vikings. Thornton with it. She'll walk it down. Across the timeline off to Marshall. Marshall. And, well, thought Bell was going to get a handoff. Thornton going to drive left off of Weatherly. Weatherly for 3. Bang! Weatherly was 7, and it's 51-17 Lady Vikings. 6:23 to go in the third quarter. Ball stolen away by Warren. Warren looking to go all the way to the cup. And good hustle there by Sessler. My biggest fear in that situation is just getting hit from behind and, rolling something. Thank goodness that didn't happen. 3 on the way by Thornton in the corner. No good. Rebound. Webster. Tonklin almost got it stolen by Thornton. Tonklin getting away with that push off. On the drive. And foul on Sophie Richardson. And that'll be Sophie's 3rd. Team foul number 1 of the quarter. Oh, they called it on Thornton. I'm sorry. So Elena's first. Team's first. First shot by Tonklin at the line is good. And Scott will come in for Dye. Tonklin with 8 points. Looking to get the team lead of 9. In and out. Rebound, Thornton. Thornton bringing it down across the timeline. Over to Weatherly. Weatherly off to Marshall. Marshall into Warren. Warren 1 dribble up for 2 with the right hand. No good. Ball's tipped. Rebound Webster. Some contact, no call. Tigers with it. Scott up top, Tonklin. High post, McFarland. Go left up with the right hand, no good. Gets the rebound, fouled, and she'll go on line to shoot 2. And this time it's on Sophie. And Sophie with her third foul. And team second. And number 22, McFarland, to the line to shoot 2 shots. 5:22 to go in the third. Lady Vikings leading 51-18. First shot, good. She's got 3. As Webster will come out, dive back in. Second one, good as well. 4 points for McFarland, and it's 51-20 Lady Vikings. 5:18 to go in the third. Thornton driving off to Weatherly, over to Thornton. Thornton, one dribble, pull up on the side, and we got a foul. And 2 shots coming for Elena. Called it on number 5, Tonklin, her first, team's first. And Elena the line to shoot 2 shots. Missed her and 1 shot earlier. She's going to try and get 2 out of 2 here. First one is good. She's got 11. Second one, good as well. She's got 12 points, and it's 53-20. Lady Vikings with 5:11 to go here in the third quarter. Tonklin across the timeline, going to drive right on Elena, pulls out. Elena gets a screen. Tonklin just going to drive and gets bailed out on a foul, and that's Sophie's 4th. They're just running and throwing it up and getting the foul call. I'm guessing the officials just feel, well, at least him and the other one, feel sorry for him. Just because you throw it up don't mean it's a foul. Tonklin's first of 2. No good. Ball went down into the boys' locker room area. Abby didn't think she needed to go down there, but ref looked at her like, hey, you need to go get it. Tonklin's second one is in and out. Ball's tipped, and it'll stay here. .455 to go in the third. One dribble up for 2 is Scott. No good. Rebound Marshall off to Thornton. Thornton's got handling if she sees her but doesn't. Thornton slows it up. Going to go to her right. Looking around. Swing to the handling. Weatherly can drive. Into Warren. One dribble. Up for 2. Should have been a foul there. No call. Just as much contact on that one as there was the others. Tonklin in the front court. Driving left. There'll be a foul called. Shocking. Tonklin with 10, and it's 53-22. Thornton off to Weatherly. Weatherly for 3. No good. Rebound Sessler off to Tonklin. And Coach Edwards is going to take all 5 out, bring in Jackson, Moore, Mathis, Jones, and Bates. Full timeout by Coach Stewart. We'll keep it here with 4:02 to go in the third. Lady Vikings with a 53-22 lead. Right after this, the Vikings will play the Summertown Eagles in a rematch of a really fun, heartbreaking game. As the reason Vikings lost their first of 3 close ones in a row. And since then, Vikings have got a win over Hickman County and Moore County. Real good test. Got a text from Joel Plunkett a minute ago saying, we're going to get tested today. Well, yeah. Anytime you play Summertown, especially in this gym, you're going to get tested. Maybe a little bit different since it's not just a packed house like it would be if it was a school day. I don't know. But Summertown has won 9 in a row since their first game loss against Lincoln County. Tonklin going to be guarded by Mathis. Going to go to her left. Up for 2 and fouled by Mathis. Team's fourth already. 3:54 to go on the third. Tonklin's the line to shoot two. Or first. High archer, back iron. Second one on the way. Back iron again. Mathis with the rebound. Foul! God. Going to make the brother-in-law and me come out if they don't start calling fouls. Thrown into Bates. Bates across the timeline. Slows up. Bates still driving. In the paint to Moore. One dribble. Up for two. It's going to be partially blocked. Rebound Jackson. Jackson over to Jones. She'll go up for two. In and out. Gets the rebound back up. No good. And rebounded by McFarland with 3:24 to go on the third. Conklin gets it in the high post. McFarland lost the ball. And they're going to say off the Lady Tigers. Mathis will throw it in. And the Bates. Bristol going to go right. Now goes back left. We'll call a foul number 15. Adrian Sessler, her third. Team's third with 3:04 to go here in the third. Sasha to throw it in. We're going to have a warning on die, but really it's hard to do that in this little gym. Ball's thrown into Bates. Bates going right, pulls out. Gets it in the paint to Jackson. Jackson going to work up with the left hand. Short. Rebound. Jackson trying to go back up with it. And a foul, and two shots coming from McKenna. Caught it on 22. That is Clarissa McFarland. Her second. Team fouls fourth, so either foul on either team the rest of the way. Will be two shots as McKenna gets her first point. I'm sorry, fifth point. Second shot, short. Rebound by the Lady Tigers. McFarland off to Tonklin. Tonklin bringing it down. Looking to drive on Mathis. Ball's tipped. And just missed it, did Scott, and it'll stay here. Scott looking to throw it in. Lobbed in, stolen away by McKenna. Jackson still driving. Looking to go all the way up for two. Good. Looking like the Jackson of old. 7 points for McKenna. Freshman all district and all region. Ball's tipped, stolen away by Jackson. And we got a tackle at the 45. Called that one on McFarland. That's her third, and McKenna the line to shoot two. Should be two. .217 to go in the third. Lady Vikings leading 56-22. First shot by McKenna is good. She's got 8. Second one, good as well. And Sophie Richardson will come in from McKenna. Jackson with 9 points makes it 58-22. Lady Vikings 2:17 to go in the third quarter. Scott back to Tonklin. Lady Vikings still on a man. Tonklin looking to drive. Lost the ball. Stolen away by Zoe Mathis. Mathis off to Sophie Richardson. Driving up to Bates. Bates up for two. Good. Bristol with 4, and it's 60-22. Tonklin gets a screen. How do you call that a foul? You call that on Moore. And that's Sasha's third. And both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the night. Well, at least the rest of this minute 43. Tonklin to the stripe, her first shot. In and out. Took a wicked spin. Second one by Tonklin is good. She's got 11, and it makes it 60-23. Lady Vikings. Minute 41 to go in the quarter. Ball's thrown up to Mathis. Mathis looking in the paint. Nothing there. Off to Richardson. Richardson. Ball's tipped. Sophie picks it up. Sophie looking to drive on Webster. Can't. Pulls it out to Mathis. Mathis wants a three. And they call 3 seconds on Moore before the shot. Minute 18 to go here in the third quarter. Lady Vikings still leading 60-23. Tonklin going to get a screen. Tonklin still driving. Up for two. No good. Rebound, Richardson, but then thrown away. Ball's thrown up to Webster. Webster up for two. No good. Rebound, Webster. No good. That's going to be off of Sophie and it'll stay here. Oh, they're going to say off the Lady Tigers. Okay. Sophie into Bristol. They've got a little bit of a extended, need some help. Sophie. On the drive left. Stop up with the left hand. No good. Rebound Webster. 37 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Lady Vikings leading 60-23. Tonklin guarded by Mathis, wanting to drive left. Lost the ball. Oh, my goodness. It's pathetic. Weak. 24 seconds to go on the third. Tonklin the line to shoot two. Her first. No good. And as Tim Thomas would say, ball don't lie. Second one on the way. In and out. Rebound Moore. Moore off to Richardson. 20 seconds. Richardson across the timeline. Going left. Still driving. Gives it off to Moore. Moore up for two. No good. Rebound. Tonklin. She'll bring it down 7 seconds. She'll throw it up. Short. And that'll be the end of the third. We go to the fourth and final period. Lady Vikings 60. Lady Tigers of Mount Pleasant 23. Back in 49 on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back. Lady Vikings will have the ball going right to left. And it'll be all freshmen in. Bristol Bates, Zoe Mathis. No, I'm sorry, white ball. Bristol Bates, Zoe Mathis, Anderson Swindle, Fiona Jones, and Aaliyah Mars. Lady Vikings going to be in a 2-3. All swung over to Scott. Scott looking around. Almost lost it. Pulls it over to McFarland. McFarland back to Scott. Scott lost the ball. Fiona with the steal. Jones throws it up to Bates. One dribble up for two. Good. Jones with 6. Excuse me, Bates with 6, and it's 62-23. McFarland going to stop, pop a 3, short. Ball's on the floor, rebound by Swindle. Off to Fiona Jones. Jones bringing it down. Looking to drive. All the way, good. $64-23. McFarland going to stop, pop a 3 again, short. Rebounded by the Lady Tigers. Sessler off to McFarland. Ball's thrown away to Swindle. And we'll have another jump. They'll go back to the title. They'll stay with the Lady Vikings, I'm sorry. Ball's thrown in the Mathis. Zoe can dribble. Bring it down. She'll cross the timeline. Looking to drive to the cup. Up for 2. Good! Makes it 66-23. Zoe with 3. 6:20 to go in the fourth period. McFarland, little runner, short. And go back to Lady Vikings. Zoe to bring it down. She'll cross the timeline. Going to go right and fouled by Sessler. And that's her 4th. Team's first of the quarter. Fiona Jones will throw it in now for the Lady Vikings. Gets it into Mathis. Mathis off to Bates. Bates. Oh, Aaliyah was open, but Bates threw it away. McFarland bringing it down. All the way up for 2. No good. Rebound Mathis. Mathis gives it up off to Bates. Bates over to Mathis. Gets it in the paint to Swindle. Swindle gets it stolen away by Webster. Off to Scott. Scott going to slow up. Throws it back up top to McFarland. Ball's tipped. That should stay. No, they're going to say off of Scott. And they go back to the Lady Vikings with 5:07 to go and counting. Lady Vikings leading 66-23. Mathis bringing it down into the front court. Gets it up to Bates. And Bates, ball was tipped. Picked back up by Swindle. Ball's kicked. And it'll stay here. Lady Viking ball. Bates will throw, or Fiona will throw it in. Into Mathis. Gets it over to Mars. Aaliyah going to pop it on the side, short. And then it'll go out of bounds back to the Lady Tigers with 4:25 and counting. $4:15 and counting to go here in the ball game. Lady Vikings leading 66-23. McFarland just dribbling it, looking to drive, and gonna be a walk. Okay. Lady Vikings to get it over underneath the goal instead of the side. Mathis will bring it down. Across the timeline, swings it over to Fiona Jones. Jones tries to get it in the paint. Stolen away. McFarland bringing it down. Looking. Lobs it to Scott. Scott driving. Good hands there by Aaliyah. And timeout, Coach Stewart. Full timeout. Yeah, we'll take the 49 with them. Lady Vikings leading 66-23, 3:15 to go. You're watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back. 3:15 to go in the game. Lady Tigers have it underneath their own basket. Scott looking to throw it in, looking for McFarland. Ball's tipped, but right to her. Ball's on the floor, stolen away by Zoe Mathis, and then it gets tipped. Stolen right back. McFarland looking to drive, lost it. Now Mathis with it. Mathis going to go all the way, up for two, good. Mathis with 5, and it's 68-23. In the front court, Scott to McFarland. Swung over to Sessler. Tip, Fiona with the steal. Ball's tipped. Picked up by Zoe. Mathis bringing it down. Up to Bates. Bates wants a 3. Short. Rebounded by Dye. Gives it off to Scott with 2:20 to go. Ball's picked up to Sessler. And Sessler will bring it down. Off to McFarland. Lady Vikings in the 2-3 zone. 2:08 to go. McFarland going to drive. And somehow Zoe got her hand in there to get a jump. And then to stay here with the Lady Tigers underneath with 1:55 to go. Into McFarland, up for 2. No good. Rebound. Going to call Webster over the back of Mars. That's Tia Webster's first. Ball's thrown into Bates. 1:35 to go in the game. Bates going to go right. Kicks it out to Aaliyah. Aaliyah for a long deuce. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound. And a jump again, and it'll stay with the Lady Vikings underneath. Bristol, ball's tipped. Mathis gets it back. Throws it up top to Aaliyah. Mars. That's a walk. Yep. She came up with the right foot, pivoted, and then tried to use her left foot. Under a minute to go. Lady Vikings are going to go to 2-6 on the year and get ready for Santa Fe on Monday. McFarland, ball's tipped off of Fiona. Aaliyah with the save. Picked back up. Ball's thrown back up to McFarland. McFarland off to Scott. Scott to McFarland. Off to Sessler. Sessler for a long deuce. No good. Rebound Mathis. Zoe looking to drive up to Bates. 1 dribble. Up for 2. No good. And Sessler walks. And that'll probably be the final play. 5 seconds. Oh, they stopped it. Ball's thrown in the Swindle. Up for 2. In and out. And that's the final. We have a score. Final score, Perry County 68. The Mount Pleasant Lady Tigers 23. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. They put 15 minutes on the board for this game between your Vikings and the Eagles of Summertown here in Summertown. Vikings looking to try and avenge their last second loss the first time these two teams met. Vikings coming off a good win last night against Moore County, 78-58. And for the majority of that fourth quarter, it was all freshmen that played. For the Lady Tigers, they go to 1-10. Clarissa McFarland with 4, Tia Webster with 8, and leading scorer with 11 was Emma Tonklin, and she started on the bench. All right. All right, just making sure I got all the scores right. All right, for the Lady Vikings, they will move to 2-6. Excuse me. Fiona Jones with a deuce. Riley Jones with 3. 4 points for Sophie Richardson. 5 points for Zoe Mathis and Abby Marshall. 6 points for Bristol Bates. 7 points for Andalyn Weatherly. 9 points for McKenna Jackson. 12 for Elena Thornton, and leading all scorers with 15 was Belle Warren for the Lady Vikings. Lady Vikings won the first quarter 23-2, won the second quarter 21-15, won the third quarter 16-6, and then outscored the Lady Tigers 8-0 in the fourth and final frame. All right, we will do our break, and when we come back, Gus will have me muted for a second, and then once the 10-minute hits, we'll start the pregame show, NYX pregame show, boys edition, as you're watching Lady Viking and Viking basketball on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
All right, everybody, welcome to the NYX pregame show, boys edition, as the Vikings taking on the Summertown Eagles here in Summertown for the final game of the Vikings little tournament, little classic tournament here. Won last night 78 to 58 over Moore County. Recap of that game: Colton Peebahouse and Kenner Hasten both had 20 points. 12 points for Brody Lee, 9 points for Jake Mercer, 4 points for Landon Warren, 3 points for Ridge Hancock, 2 points apiece for Eric Moore and Jasper Planup. Vikings won the first quarter 16-11, won the second 20-11, won the third quarter 25-17, and then the Raiders won the last one 19-17. So Vikings really need to get Landon going in this one, as he only had 4 points off on the free throw line yesterday. We can get him going and get our shots to fall, which right now during practice they're not falling. Hopefully we'll have a good night, but it's going to be a tough ball game. Always is. It's never easy to beat Summertown here at home, especially when it's usually 8-on-5. And Vikings just got to be able to persevere and not get themselves in a hole to where they got to try and dig themselves out of, just like they did against Hickman County. Got down early, got down 23-8 there in the second quarter, but was able to come back, and hopefully they can do that again, but not get down like that and have to try and crawl their way out of it. For the Eagles, they're coming in 9-1. They've won 9 in a row, including the win against the Vikings on the last second three. Their other close game they had was against Lewis County, and they beat Lewis County by 4, 72-68. I'm not exactly sure if that game was here or at Lewis County, but either way, they are 2-1 here at home, 7-0 on the road. Summertown's averaging 67 and scoring 53. The Vikings are scoring right around 68 or 9 and giving up about 60 a game. Joe Plunkett just texted me and said that Brett's here. Brett McKay. Of course, him and Joel were on some of the great runs of the 80s teams of the Vikings. And he just told me that him and Brett could score about, did he say 15 or 16? 15 apiece. So I could see that. I gave him a thumbs up for that. And I'm sure Brett's thinking the same way. Now, I don't know exactly how that would happen with the way that today's game is, of how up and down it is. And, I doubt neither one have been running sprints lately. But that would be a sight to see. But I could see them scoring 15 each. I could definitely see that. I'm not going to lie. But Vikings in this game really got to come out and be the aggressor, similar to what they did the first time these two teams played. The Vikings set the tone early, had the lead for about 99% of the game, but then Summertown never would go away. And that's what kept them in it. And then Vikings had a chance to pull away, but didn't knock down a couple of free throws that they should have, and they turned it over once or twice. So hopefully going into this game, the Vikings will learn from their mistakes and get better as the year goes on. Going to be tough. One of the better teams in 2A. And hopefully the Vikings can become one of the better teams in 1A this season. Vikings getting loose. Summertown getting loose. We got about 5 minutes before we start. We'll take our final break. Again, when we come back, Gus will mute me until about 2 minutes, and then we'll get things going as the Vikings take on the Eagles of Summertown here in Summertown, as you're watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
All right, about to start this ball game up. I don't think they're going to do an announcing. I don't think they haven't the whole time. So be going right into it. Not a packed house like it normally would be for a Perry County Summertown matchup, but Vikings and Eagles about, about to go at it. Vikings will be in their road gold uniforms, black numbers and lettering, white outline, Perry written across the chest, and county underneath the number. The Viking logo on the bottom of their pants. Summertown in their home white uniforms, blue numbers and lettering with Eagles written across the chest. So starting lineup for the Eagles will be like last time. It'll be the Sherman brothers, Leighton, number 23, and Sawyer, number 55. Number 3, Andrew Mabry, a 5'10 senior. Number 4, 6'1 junior Ryder Blackwood. And the game winner for the Eagles the last time we played, 6'2 senior, number 20, Graham Howell. Vikings with the same lineup as normal. 00 senior, Colton Peepahouse. Freshman number 2, Brody Lee. Senior number 3, Jake Mercer. Junior number 4, Landon Warren. And junior number 5, Kenner Haston. Vikings will be going from right to left. Eagles left to right here in this first half. Here's the jump, one by the Eagles. Layton with it. Pulls it up top to Blackwood. Blackwood wide open in the paint. Howell up for two and good in the foul. Landon with his first foul. Team foul number 1 of the quarter. And one shot. No good by Howell. Rebound by Warren. 2-0 Eagles here in the early going. Jake getting trapped. Lost the ball. Gives it up to Haston. Haston lobs it down to Lee. Lee back up top to Haston. Haston, Peebahouse to Warren. Warren kicks it out. Mercer pumps. Driving. Up for two in the paint. No good. Ball's tipped up. Rebound Peebahouse. Off to Lee. Lee for three. Got tipped. And it's going to be on the Vikings. I believe they called it on number 3, Mercer, I think. And it is. Vikings going to be in a 1-3-1 zone press here. Blackwood bringing it down, lobs it over to number 3, Mabry. Layton, he's got no range. He's got range. Layton back up top, over to Sawyer. Sawyer in the corner, driving baseline up for two and good by number 3, Andrew Mabry, and it's 4-0 Eagles with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Haston with it. Swings it to Peebahouse. Peebahouse to Haston. Haston cross courts it to Lee. Lee to Peebahouse. To Haston. Haston for a long three. No good. Rebound by Sawyer. Sawyer Sherman throws it down to Blackwood. Blackwood back to Sawyer. Sawyer going to drive middle. Stops. Up for two in the paint. Good. 6-0 Eagles. 6.5 to go here in the first quarter. Lee gets it out over to Haston. Haston to Peebahouse. Off to Mercer. Mercer back out to Peebahouse. Over to Lee. Lee wanting to drive. Nowhere to go. Gets it out to Peebahouse. Swings over to Haston. Haston back to Peebahouse. Peebahouse for three. No good. Rebound. Haston back up for two. No good. And stolen away by the Eagles. Bringing it down to Blackwood. Off to Mabry. Mabry driving. Kicks it out. Ball was tipped. Blackwood has it. He'll pop a three. No good. Rebound Eagles. Sawyer. Sawyer off to Blackwood. Blackwood pumps. Going to drive. Kicks it out. Wide open Mabry. No good. Rebound Haston. Kenner throws it up to Lee. Lee lost the ball. And ball's tipped out of bounds and it'll stay here. Brody to throw it in. 5:25 to go on the first. 6-0 Eagles. Ball's thrown into Peebahouse. Peebahouse over to Mercer. Over to Haston. Haston pumps up for two. Good. Eagles with a 6-2 lead with 5:10 to go on the first. Howell off to Layton. Layton to Howell. Howell throws it up over to Sherman. Sherman driving all the way. Good. 4:57 to go on the first. Vikings trailing 8-2. Ball thrown to Haston. Haston to Warren. Warren back to Lee. Off to Peebahouse to Mercer. Mercer back up top. Peebahouse. Off to Haston. Lee. He'll pop. He gets it blocked again. Bringing it down, Howell. Howell hands it off to Layton. Layton going to stop. Step back jumper. No good. Rebound Lee. Brody swings it back to Haston. Haston to Peebahouse. Mercer stops. Back out. Haston going to drive. Up for two and throws it away. .4:13 to go in the first quarter. Eagles with an 8-2 lead here over the Vikings. Ball's thrown over to Howell. Howell off to Sherman. Sherman going to drive. And a foul on Mercer. And that's Jake's second. Team's third. as Cooper will come in for Mercer, number 10. Case and Edwards will come in for Mabry. Ball's thrown in, Layton with it. Throws it back up top to Howell. Howell to Sawyer. Sawyer wanting to drive. Kicks it off to Blackwood. Blackwood sees a lane. Throws it back out. Sawyer pumps. Driving. Up for two. Good. 10-2 to start things off with 3:44 to go in the first. Ball's thrown down to Haston. Haston kicks it back out to Lee. Lee to Haston. Haston up for two in the paint. No good. Ball's tipped up, and it's going to be off the Vikings and back to the Eagles. Vikings got to get a stop. Eagles can't be stopped right now. Layton pulls it out over to Howell. Howell to Sawyer. Sawyer's going to pop. No good. Rebound. Peebahouse. Peebahouse to Warren. Back to Peebahouse. Peebahouse to Haston. Haston up top Peebahouse. Peebahouse to Lee. Lee into Warren. One dribble. Up for two. Gets it blocked. In the front court, Blackwood. I'm going to give it up to Layton. Layton, ball's tipped. Up to Howell. Howell off to Sawyer. Sawyer going to drive middle. Going to go all the way. Up for two. No good. Rebounded by Warren. Warren off to Lee. Lee kicks it up to Cooper. Cooper into Warren. One dribble. Turnaround jumper short. Bringing it down for the Eagles. Hand off Sawyer. Sawyer for three. Good. .30-second timeout. Eagles coming out strong. 2:19 to go in the first. Eagles with a 13-2 lead over the Vikings. Vikings getting shots, just can't get anything to fall. And Vikings again, they're not going to get any fouls down here. They're going to have to finish somehow because .2:19 to go in the first quarter. It's 13-2 Eagles. Lee into Haston. Haston swings it back to Lee. Back to Haston. Haston gets it across to Cooper. Off to Warren. Warren. Peebahouse for three. Bang! That makes it 13-5. Ball swung over. Sawyer with it. Going to drive. Stops. Back out. Three on the way. No good. Nobody boxed out Sawyer. Pump up for two. No good. Rebound Lee. Brody going to bring it down. Up to Peebahouse. Peebahouse over to Haston. Haston for three. It's off. Rebound. Peebahouse. No good. Try to get a tip in. Just barely missed it. And with a minute and a half to go in the first, Eagles with a 13-5 lead. Layton going to hand it off. Driving around, kick out, Sawyer. He'll pull it back out to Blackwood. Blackwood kicks it out. And he walked. That was number 10, Edwards. Number 3, Mabry will come back in for Edwards. 69 seconds to go in the first quarter. Vikings trailing 13-5. Lee to Peebahouse. Peebahouse to Haston. Haston cross courts it over to Peebahouse. He'll pop a three on the wing. In and out. Too many threes. Bringing it down for Sherman. Bound down. All the way up for three is Blackwood and good. 16-5 Eagles. Kenner. Lee driving off to Cooper. Cooper up top Haston. Haston driving, kicks it out. Brody for three. No good. And a foul on the Vikings. Called it on Cooper. That'll be Cooper's first. .27 seconds left here in the first. Eagles with a 16-5 lead. Vikings going to have to battle their way out. Blackwood off to Sherman. Sawyer gives it up to Blackwood. Blackwood to Mabry. Mabry back to Blackwood. 8 seconds. Blackwood looking to drive on Lee. Up and under. No good, and that's how we end the quarter. Eagles 16. Your Vikings 5. Back in 49 on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Start of the second quarter, Vikings trailing 16-5. Vikings got to figure something out offensively. And not getting any fouls hurts always, but you're not going to get none in this building. Haston in the Lee. Lee back to Haston. Lob pass over to Colton. Cross court Lee. Lee going to drive baseline. Up for 2 in the paint. A lot of contact, no call. Rebounded by the Eagles. Ball's thrown back up to Leighton Sherman. Leighton hands it off to Sawyer. Sawyer's open for 3. No good. Rebound Cooper Haston. Off to Brody. Lee. Up to Landon. Landon in the middle to Kenner. Up for 2. Good. 16-7 Eagles. 7:13 to go in the half. Ball stolen away by Peebahouse. Peebahouse looking to go all the way. Pump up for 2. Good. Mabry up and under. Block. Rebound Cooper Haston. Off to Kenner. Kenner, ball's tipped. Peebahouse. He wants a 3. No good. Rebound by Sawyer. Throws it down to Howe. Howe going to drive. Kicks it out. Number 12 is Hallmark. Off to Sawyer. Sawyer driving middle. Kicks out. Mabry driving. Pumps. Up for 2, and he's fouled. Cooper's got to stay on his feet. They have a very hard time of staying on the floor on a pump fake. Mabry to line to shoot 2 shots there for the Eagles. With 6:28 to go in the half. Vikings trailing 17-9 now. Mabry makes the first. Cooper's out. Eric Peters in. Mabry's second shot. Good as well. He's got 4. 18-9 Eagles here with 6:25 to go in the first half. All swung back to Haston. Haston driving. Going to try and pull it out. Peebahouse. Peebahouse. Peters. In the Warren. One dribble. Turnaround. No good. Ball's tipped up. Rebounded by the Eagles. Ball swung over. Blackwood wide open for 3. In and out. Rebound Haston. Haston bringing it down. Throws it up to Peebahouse. Peebahouse trying to drive baseline. Up for 2. Good. $18 to 11 Summertown. Hallmark driving left up to Leighton, up to Howell. Howell in the front court. Swings it over Mabry to Hallmark. Hallmark. Wide open Howell. No good. Rebound Warren. Haston bringing it down. Across the timeline. Off to Brody. Lee in the Warren. Ball's tipped. Kenner to Peebahouse in the Warren. Warren turnaround up for two. Good. Back to a 5-point game. 18-13. 5:04 to go in the half. In the front court. Hallmark. Hands it off. Layton. Hallmark. Looking in the paint. Up for two. Howell. Good. 20-13. Eagles with the lead. Haston. Over to Lee. Lee going to drive middle. Stops. Lost the ball. Picked up Peebahouse. Up for two. Missed it. Rebound Warren. And should have been a foul, but no call. Howell in the front court. Off the Hallmark. Or Blackwood, I'm sorry. Back out. Hallmark. Mabry. Sees a lane. Up for two. Missed it. Rebound Haston. Bringing it down is Haston. Kenner. Throws it up. Peebahouse. Peebahouse overthrows Haston. And Haston just gave up on it. Up for two. And good. 22-13. Eagles with 3:52 to go. And turnover. Eagles ball with 3:42 to go in the half. Eagles with a 22-13 lead. Vikings are lucky to only be down 9. This cannot get anything going offensively. And the way the Eagles are playing is what's hurting the Vikings right now. Back up top, Howell. Howell going to drive. Gives it off to Sawyer. Sawyer off to Howell. Back to Sawyer. Going to run their offense. Layton with it, guarded by Peebahouse. Back to Howell. Layton going to drive. Lost it. Lob back over to Sawyer. He's going to drive on Haston. And that should be a walk, and it is. 3:04 to go in the half. Vikings down 22-13. Haston to Peebahouse. Back to Haston. Haston swings it back to Colton. Colton across the timeline. Colton sees a lane. Going to stop. Back out Lee. Lee driving all the way up for two. Good. That's what you like to see from Brody. 22-15. Looking to drive. Hands it off. Sawyer thought about it. Kicks it out. Ball's off. Driving middle. Got to get back. Blocked by Warren and a late foul. Number 10, Edwards to the line to shoot 2. First shot's good. Makes it 23-15. I'm confused on what was delay of game. Anyway, the second one's good as well. 24-15, Eagles with the lead. Vikings have not been able to get a foul call. Peebahouse wanting to drive. Up for two in the paint. Good. Colton with 9 is 24-17. Pull it out. Swings it over to Sawyer. Sawyer. Back up top, Howell. Howell to Layton. Layton. Back out. Hands it back off. Sawyer driving. Gives it up. Layton. Back out. 3 on the wing. In and out. Rebound Haston. Haston. In the front court. Somebody's got to come up. Foul's going to be on number 10, Kason Edwards, his first. Team's first of the game. Mercer will come in from Landon with 1:42 to go. Landon with 2 fouls. He kind of have to do that. Don't want to get his third here in the 1:42. Lee into Mercer off the House. House dribbling it up top. Going to hand it off Mercer. Mercer to Hastings. Hastings going to pop a 3. No good. Vikings have not made one. They've only made 1 3 tonight. And they've shot about 15 of them. Sawyer kicks it out. Back to Sawyer. Back over to Howell. Blackwood back out. Mabry looking for Layton. Layton guarded by House. Want to go to his right. Throws it up. Stolen away by Hastings. Hastings got a 3-on-1. Off to Brody. Up for 2. Good. 24-19 Eagles. 50 seconds to go. Driving. Kick out. Sawyer open for 3. Off the glass and good. Makes it 27-19. Vikings just cannot get a defensive stop when they need it. And that should be a kick. And it'll stay with the Vikings underneath. With 28 seconds to go, Vikings down 27-19. Up for 2 in the paint. Haston in and out. And we're going to have 2 shots coming. Number 20, Graham Howell, his first. Team second. 2 shots coming for Kenner Haston. Yeah. 2 shots coming for Kenner, his first. Good. Makes it 27-20. Kenner's second one. Good as well. He's got 6. It's a 6-point lead for the Eagles with 24 seconds to go in the half. Ball back over to Layton. In the middle, Howell. 3 on the wing. Good. This guy cannot get back in transition, and it's hurt the Vikings. They're trailing by 9. 9 seconds to go in the half. House sees a lane. Stop. Pull up in the lane. Good. And pull up. Long 3. No good. We go to the half. Perry County trailing the Eagles of Summertown 30-23. At least they got it under 10 going to the half. As we'll be back in about a minute or 2 on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Got about 7.5 before we start the second half. Vikings trailing 30-23. Uh, some discussion going on during halftime. Oh, me. In the first quarter, Eagles 16-5. Vikings won that second one 18-14. Uh, they did end up calling two fouls on the Eagles, but at that point, it doesn't really matter. But the if anybody was watching, there was some yelling going on, and Miss Jana's dad was going back and forth with somebody. I didn't see it, and then Coach Lee backed him up, and I thought there was going to be some blows going, but I'm glad the cooler heads prevailed for now. Whoever it was for Summertown, I don't know if that's a cop or AD, whoever, he gave him a warning, which is fine. I agree with that. Uh, I think it's ridiculous that they let it get so physical. But either way, Vikings trailing 30-23 here at the half. Really could be worse, but the Vikings have battled, gotten a good job on defensive end on boards, have not been able to get any second chance points, I don't think. If they have, I don't remember. But for the Eagles, they got Leighton Sherman, Kason Edwards all with 2, 3 points for Ryder Blackwood, 4 for Graham Howe, 7 for Andrew Mabry, 7 for Andrew Mabry, and 12 for Sawyer Sherman, who leads all scorers. For the Vikings, Landon Warren with 2, Brody Lee 4, Kenner Haston with 6, and leading scorer with 11 is Colton Peebahouse. So Vikings got some stuff to deal with at the half that they got to get better at, and Coach Haston and his staff, I know, will have something planned out. It will be Eagle ball coming out of the half. They'll be going from right to left, and the Vikings will be going from left to right. Hopefully, the Vikings shooting will be a little bit better in this second half than it was in the first. Just had a lot of good looks, just nothing fell, and nothing you can do about that. So you just got to come out here, get it under 5 going to the fourth period, and you like where you're at. Only down 7 to a very good Summertown Eagles team. Uh, can't remember what it was at our place. Vikings were up 8, 32-24. So Eagles are up 7. So maybe the luck will change here for the Vikings. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll take our only break, and when we come back, we will have the start of the second half as the Vikings trailing 30-23 to Summertown here at the Summertown Christmas Classic on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
2.5 to go before we start the third quarter. Vikings trailing 30-23 here at Summertown. And the last game of the Summertown Classic, Vikings will play again Monday. So will the Lady Vikings against the Lady Cats and Wildcats of Santa Fe out of Northern Murray. Be the last game until after Christmas for the girls, and the guys will play in a Christmas tournament next Saturday. Then on the 29th and 30th, all at Stewart County in a 18 bracket. You get 3 games no matter what. You win, you stay in the winner's bracket. You lose, you go to the consolation bracket. 7th, 5th, 3rd, and 1st place, respectively. And we'll have all that right here on Access Tennessee on YouTube, as well as Facebook on 1013 WOPC, and hopefully on the radio as well. I know we need to start getting that going back again. As I know some people that are at work can listen to it, but getting ready to go here for the second half. Vikings have Landon Warren and Jake Mercer both with two fouls. Cooper Haston as well. The Eagle ball going right to left. Refs ain't back. Who would blame them? Still waiting. I don't think they want to have I don't think they want Coach Lee's father-in-law to go off again. That's 2 of them. Where's the other one? I guess he's heading out. There he is. And now we're ready to go. Vikings trailing 30-23 here against the Eagles. 8 minutes to go to start this third quarter, and we're underway. Eagles, Blackwood off to Sherman. Gives it back to Howe. Howe to Sherman. Gives it off to Blackwood. Blackwood to Sherman. Up top, Mabry wanting to drive all the way. Good. Makes it 32-23 Eagles. Teva House is about to get trapped. He gets out of it. Want to stop, turn around jumper. No good. Rebounded by the Eagles, Sherman. And that's going to be a walk on number 4, Blackwood. And they'll stay with the Vikings on the underneath. Brody to throw it in. Into Peebahouse. Peebahouse wanting to drive up for 2, fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Let's see who the foul was on. 23, that's Leighton Sherman, his first, team's first of the quarter. Colton to the line to shoot 2. His first is good. He's got 12, makes it 32-24. Second one. In and out, rebounded by Sherman. Bringing it down, up to Blackwood. Blackwood sees a lane middle, kick out Sawyer. Sawyer driving back out to Howell. He can't dribble. That's a double dribble. Hand off, 3 on the wing, in and out. Rebound, Haston. Haston gives it up to Mercer. Mercer up top to Haston. Haston from deep. Bang! Well, needed that, and it's a 2-point game, or excuse me, 35-point game. 32-27. Sawyer going to give it up to Mabry. Mabry up top to Howell. Howell to Blackwood. Blackwood, Mabry off to Sawyer. Up for 2 in the paint, foul and 1. And I believe that's some. He called it on Jake. That's his third. And 1 shot, good. Back to an 8-point deficit. 35-27 Eagles. Ball swung over to Haston. Haston up to Lee. Back to Haston. Haston getting trapped. Off to Warren. In the Pava House. Turnaround jumper. Tough shot. No good. And that's going to be off of Sawyer. Brody came in there. Looked like he was trying to tip it. And I think Sawyer saw that and it hit off his hand. Mercer out. Cooper Haston in. Pava House. Haston, turnaround 3. No good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Blackwood bringing it down. Across the timeline. Hands it off to Sawyer. Sawyer, that was Layton. I'm sorry. Sawyer for 3. Good. He's got 18, and it's an 11-point lead here for the Eagles. Haston up to Pava House. Cross court to Haston. Kenner. Oh, floater in the lane, good. 38-29, 5:34 to go. Sawyer already made 1 from there. No good. Got to go after the rebound. Mabry. No good. Rebound again. Howell up for 2. No good. Rebound Haston. Had 3 chances at it, and luckily they didn't get it. Down to Cooper. Cooper tried a no look. And is tipped out of bounds. Luckily it stays with the Vikings. Cooper to throw it in. Want to lob it into Haston. Kenner. Going to give it up to Lee. Brody. Back out. Kenner. He walked. .457 to go in the third. Vikings trailing 38-29. And Cooper with a foul. That's Cooper's third, team's second. Ball into Mabry, back out, Blackwood. In the paint, Howell. Back out, wide open 3. No good, rebound Haston. Bringing it down to Haston. Kenner stops in the landing but throws it away. Nobody going to guard Sawyer. Good. .41-29 Eagles. Pava House gets it. Stolen away by Sherman. Sawyer going to pop another 3. No good. Rebound Howell. Good. Makes it 43-29 Eagles with 4:02 to go in the third. Pava House. Back to Haston. Getting trapped off the Pava House. Pava House. Cross court to Lee. Lee driving. That's a block. Caught it on the floor. Foul was on Mabry, his first. And the Vikings get it underneath. That's the team's second foul on the Eagles. 3:47 to go here in the third quarter. Ball thrown in the Pava House, up for two. Good. And the foul. A little bit of a makeup call on that one. Colton try to make it an 11-point game. Got it. He's got 15 points, 43-32. Sawyer throws it down. Actually, that was Layton. Back to Blackwood. Off to Howell. Howell to Layton. Layton up top. Mabry driving, kick out. Howell going to drive, back out Layton. Layton going to pop a long three. Good. (46-32) Eagles. 3:18 to go as they're making everything here tonight. Vikings can't get nothing going. We'll keep it here. Layton Sherman with 5 points. Sawyer with 21 points. He's knocked down 4 threes tonight. Summertown's made 7 threes. Vikings have made 2, sorry. When the threes ain't falling, Summertown's able to get 2 or 3 guys underneath, and they're able to get offensive boards. But really, they haven't missed any threes hardly. Haston, the Pava House. Pava House cross the timeline up to Lee. Ball was tipped. Lee picks it up. Lee try to get it off the land and throw it away. Here comes Mabry all the way. Good. Haston throws it to Lee through his hands. And Jake will come in and get Brody with 2:55 to go on the third. Eagles leading 48-32. Blackwood in the front court, guarded by Pava House. Swings it over to Layton. Layton. Mabry kicks it out. Blackwood open for 3. In and out. Rebound Haston. Haston up to Peters. Back to Haston. Haston got a mismatch in the paint, but tipped out of bounds by Sawyer. And it'll stay with the Vikings on the side with 2:30 to go on the third. Vikings trailing by 16. Ball's thrown into Pava House. Pava House dribbling. Swings it back to Haston. Kenner. And it's off of the Eagles. Kenner to throw it in. And to Mercer. Mercer pumps. Off to Peters, over to Pava House. And to Warren. Warren going to work. Up for 2. Good. And that makes it 48-34. Ball's thrown over to Mabry. Mabry swings it back. Blackwood lost the ball. Stolen away by Pava House off to Warren. Warren to Haston. Haston bringing it down. That should be an and one, and it's not, but it's 2 shots coming. Mabry with the foul. That's Mabry's second. Team's fourth with 1:48 to go here in the third. Kenner in the line to try to make it a 12-point lead. First is good. He's got 12. As Howell and Mabry come out. Landon Holt and number 10 Edwards come in. Haston second. Good. 48-36 Eagles. Minute 46 to go here in the third. Edwards throws it out. Sawyer pumps. Going to drive up for two, and he's fouled by Warren. That's Landon's third. Wasn't much of a foul anyway, but whatever. Sawyer the line to shoot two. His first shot good. Makes it 49-36. Second one, good as well. 50-36 Eagles over your Vikings with a minute 34 to go here in the third. Paverhouse gets it from Hastings. Paverhouse up for two in the paint. No good. Ball's tipped up. Rebounded. Should have been a foul. Not going to call anything. Layton. Back out. Sawyer open for three. No good. Rebound Hastings. Hastings bringing it down. Going to lob it over. Ball's tipped out. And it'll stay with the Vikings underneath with a minute 07 to go in the third. Vikings really need to get this under 10 going to the fourth, but it's going to be hard. Got to get something good going. Peters into Warren through his hands. Picks it up. Going to spin up for two. Left it short. Rebound. Paverhouse. Turns up. Nope. Throws it out. Peters for three. No good. Rebound. And a hold on the Vikings. We're going to call it on Paverhouse. I got Colton with one, I think. And it is Colton's first, team's fourth, with 53 seconds to go here in the third. Ball swung over to Layton. Layton. Blackwood throws it up. Sherman driving. Kick out. Edwards walk. Ball's thrown in the Kenner. Hastings to Brody. Off to Paverhouse to Warren. Off to Colton, 30 seconds. Back to Hastings. Hastings wants a three. Not a good shot. Rebound Warren. And going to have a foul on number 10. That is Edwards, his second. And Landon in the line to shoot two shots. First one's good. He's got five, makes it 50-37 with 24 seconds to go. As Mabry and Howell come back in for Edwards, and I believe that was 32 Holt. Second one by Landon. Good. 6 for Landon, and it's 50-38 Eagles with 21 seconds to go here in the third. Ball's lobbed down to Mabry. Mabry driving. And an offensive foul. Can't believe they call that's a makeup call. Called that on Mabry. And number 10, Mabry comes out. Number 10, Edwards comes in. 14 seconds to go in the third. Vikings down 50-38. Kenner with it. Over to Lee. Lee lobs it to Paverhouse. Paverhouse landing for three. Bang! And the Vikings are going to go into the fourth period only down 9. Great job there by Lee. Great patience there by Landon. And we go to the fourth. 50-41 Eagles. You're watching and listening on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Start of the fourth and final period, Vikings trailing 50-41 after Landon Warren's three that got it to within 9. Here's the start of the fourth. Pava House off to Mercer. Mercer in the middle to Pava House. Pava House off to Lee. Lee driving middle. And it's offensive foul. Wasn't a whole lot of contact, but they called it. And they go back to the Eagles with 7:45 to go. Ball's thrown into Blackwood. Ball was tipped, but picked up by, that's Layton. Layton gets it over. Mabry driving. Gonna pull it out. Layton wide open for three. Good. Pava House to Lee. Vikings trailing 53-41. Lee. Ball's tipped. Picked up by Pava House to Haston. Haston for three. Bang! 53. It should be 53-44. Thrown over Howell for three. No good. Rebound. Pava House. Pava House up to Lee. That should have been a foul. No call. Turnover. Mabry with it. Off to Blackwood. Back cut Howell. Good. 55-44 with 6:45 to go in the game. Haston to Pava House. Pava House. Back to Haston. Haston trying to drive. Lost the ball. Throws it over to Mercer. Mercer for three in the corner. In and out. Sawyer slows up. Or excuse me, Layton slows up off the Howell. To Sawyer. Sawyer off in the corner to Blackwood. Back up top, and they're going to run clock. Blackwood out to Howell. Off to Sawyer. Sawyer to Layton. Layton throws it in the paint to Howell. Kenner jump. No good, but rebound Landon. Off to Jake Mercer. Mercer. Pava House. Pava House for three. No good. Rebound Mercer. And foul on Layton. And that will be Layton's second foul. Team foul number 1 with 5:49 to go in the game. Vikings trailing 55-44. For what? Ball's lobbed into Kenner. Up for two. Fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot two. Sherman with his third foul. Well, that's Layton Sherman with his third foul. Not Sawyer. Sawyer's got none. Kenner in the line to shoot two. His first. Good. He's got 17. Looking for 18. Trying to make it back within under 10. Short. Rebound Howell. Off to Blackwood. 5:45 to go. Vikings down 10. Howell back to Blackwood. Blackwood dribbling. Hands it off to Layton. Layton off to Sawyer. Guarded by Lee. Looking to drive. Up for two in the paint. No good. Rebound Brody Lee. Brody still has his dribble. Ball's tipped. Picked up by Kenner. Kenner gets it across. looking to drive, can't, and an offensive foul on Hastings. Team second, 5:13 to go. Blackwood in the front court. Powell, Leighton, Sherman still has it. Gets it off to Sawyer. Mabry off to Blackwood. Blackwood off to Leighton. Leighton open for three. No good. Rebound, Brody Lee. Hastings up to Peevahouse. And Kurt gets teed up. First shot of the technicals is good by Sawyer Sherman. Makes it 56-45. His second, good as well. And they'll be back to the Eagles. 57-45 Summertown with 4:34 to go in the game. Thrown over to Leighton. Swung around. Blackwood. Off to Leighton. Leighton driving. Kicks it. Picked back up. Sawyer for three. Good. No, in and out. Wow. That went halfway down and out. Colton lost the ball. Sawyer has it, and he'll lay it in. 59-45 with 4:07 to go in the game. Peevahouse in the landing. Back to Hastings. Hastings for three. Short. Rebound. Good tip in there by Jake Mercer. Mercer gets his first point, and it's 59-47. Blackwood gets it across. Swings it out to Sawyer. Step back three. Tipped. Rebound Hastings. Hastings down to Mercer. Mercer driving. Throws it up. And an offensive foul on Mercer. Trying to do too much. Swung over to Leighton. Leighton down to Mabry. Mabry back out Blackwood. Off to Leighton. Leighton going to drive. Up for two in the paint. No good. Rebound Warren. Warren off to Peevahouse. Peevahouse lost the ball again. Caught it on four. That's Blackwood's first. Team's third. 3:16 to go in the game. Vikings trailing 59-47. It's got to get something going. Peevahouse going to drive, stop, pull up. Good. He's got 17, and it's 59-49. Howell with it. Throws it back to Blackwood. Blackwood. And timeout, Coach West Long, full timeout. And we'll take a 49 with them. 2:56 to go. Eagles 59, Vikings 49. You're listening to 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
$2:56 to go in the game. Vikings trailing by 10, 59-49. looking to throw the ball into Blackwood. Blackwood bringing it down. Only guarded by one. Gives it up to Howe. To Sherman. That's Sawyer. Back up top, Blackwood. Blackwood going to go back right. He's going to drive. Need help. No good. Rebound, Mercer. Good stop. Now we need a score. Mercer throws it out to Peebahouse. Pumps. Three in the corner. He's fouled. And give it to him. Holy cow. Peebahouse with the and 1-3. They caught it on number 23, Leighton Sherman, and that's Leighton's fourth. And Colton trying to make a 4-point lead right here. 4-point shot. Try to make it a 6-point deficit with 2:29 to go. And does. Coach Haston wants a full. 2:29 to go in the game. Summertown 59, Vikings 53. We'll keep it here. Colton with 21. And that knocks it down to within 6 with 2:29 to go. Again, need to get another good possession and a good offensive possession again. In a game where the Vikings have not had anything go their way, whether it be fouls, whether it be shots not going in, turnovers. They're right there, only down 6 with just 2:29 to go. However, the possession arrow does favor the Eagles. So if there is a jump, it'll stay with them. Cannot leave a man open, though. Got to keep playing D. Vikings got to, if they're doing man-to-man, they're going to find their guy here. Powell looking to throw it in. Gets it into Blackwood. Blackwood guarded by Haston. Blackwood want to get it across. He's going to drive. Hands it off to Leighton. Over to Howe. Sawyer driving. Pulls it out. Going right to Mabry. Pulls out. Off to Howe. Howe to Sawyer. Sawyer throws it back up Mabry. Mabry going to drive. Going to kick it out. Off to Sawyer. Off to Howe. Blackwood gives it off to Mabry. And a foul on the Vikings. If that's Warren, that's his third. I'm sorry, it's fourth if it's him. And it is. Mabry came up with a bow there in the face, though, but either way. Mabry the line to shoot 2 with 1:50 to go. His first at the stripe is good. Mabry's got 12. Hallmark comes in for Leighton. Makes it 60-53 with 1:50 to go. Second one, good as well. 61-53, Eagles. Peebahouse bringing it down. Going to drive, and he walked. And Leighton to come in for Hallmark. That's offense and defense here. Sawyer bringing it down, guarded by Brody Lee. Gives it up to Blackwood. Ball steps, throwing away. Peebahouse up to Mercer, up for 2, good, and the foul. Foul's on Sawyer, his first. Jake with his 4th point, looking to have 5. Makes it 61-55, Eagles, 1:32 to go. And one shot, good. 61-56, Eagles. Blackwood lobs it down to Sawyer. Sawyer gets fouled, and that's Warren's 5th. Landon to end the night with 9 points. Eric Peters will come in for him. First shot on the way by Sawyer's good. He's got 26, looking for 27. Got it. Makes it 63-56 Eagles, a minute 23 to go. House going to pop a long three short. I understand you're trying to get something going, but you got to keep playing good D. There's going to be a hand check on Colton. And that's Colton's second. And 2 shots coming for Blackwood with a minute 12 to go. First shot on the way by Blackwood is good. Sometimes I wish we play Hampshires and teams that are just not as good sometimes. But these type of games are supposed to help. Mercer for 3. In and out. Rebound. Brody's down there. (65-56), a minute 04 to go. Full timeout. We'll keep it here. Again, when you're trying to play 8-on-5, it's never good. Just got to keep playing. 64 seconds left. And the Eagles will have the ball length of the court. Next broadcast will be Monday night at home against Santa Fe, the Lady Cats and Wildcats. And that'll be the only game during the week. And then the Vikings will play in the Stewart County Christmas tournament in Dover starting on Saturday. Eagles leading by 9. Howe looking to throw it into Layton. Back to Blackwood. Blackwood back up. Sawyer with it. Back over to Layton. Back to Sawyer. They're going to play monkey in the middle. And Mercer fouled out, I think. And he did. Eric Moore came in for him. First shot by Blackwood's no good. Second shot, no good again. Rebound Peters. Off to House. House slows up. Off his foot. They're going to say it was off a Hallmark. House into Haston. House driving. No good. Rebound Lee. No good. Rebound House. No good. Gets the rebound and one. We'll call that on Jack Hallmark. Makes it 65-58. House trying to make it back to 6. As Leighton Sherman will come in for Hallmark. House is and one. Good. 65-59. Sawyer going to pull it out. And Moore with the foul. Lee Moore's first and 2 shots for Sawyer Sherman. With 23.6 to go, Vikings trailing 65-59. His first is good. He's got 29, makes it 67-59. House bringing it down. Into Lee. Lee spins up for 2, no good. Tipped around, rebounded by the Eagles. And I believe that'll be it. They got to get it across. Final score, Eagles 67, Vikings 59. As we go to break, Vikings go to 4-4. We'll be back in just a few minutes on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
All right, welcome back. Final score, Eagles of Summertown 67. Your Vikings fall 67-59 here against the Eagles. Eagles won the first quarter 16-5. In the second quarter, Vikings won 18-14. Eagles won 20-18 in that third, and then the Vikings won the last quarter 18-17, but just could not get any closer than 5. Looking at the Eagles, they go to 10-1. Good luck to them in 2A. 2 points for Kason Edwards, 5 points for Ryder Blackwood, 8 points for Graham Howell, 10 points for Leighton Sherman, 13 for Andrew Mabry, and leading all scorers with 29 was Sawyer Sherman. I feel like they've made more than that. I guess not. They made 8 threes. Felt like more than that. For the Vikings, they fall to 4-4. Brody Lee with 4, Jake Mercer 5, Landon Moore 9, Kenner Hastings 17, and leading scorer with 24 was Colton Peebahouse for the Vikings. Lady Vikings beat the Lady Tigers earlier today, and then boys come up short here in Summertown against a real good Summertown team that'll be something to watch going into 2A before too long. Vikings, again, they'll play Vikings and Lady Vikings will play Santa Fe coming up on Monday. That game at 6. And hope everybody has a great night tonight. get out of here early today. Matt got home before the sun sets. And hope everybody has a great rest of your night, great weekend. For Gus Mathis, I'm Jay Henson. You've been watching Lady Viking and Viking basketball on 101.3 WOP.